So what things we discussed yet is we discussed about the microbiology, the bacterial microbiology basically, in which we started to discussing about the bacterial anatomy, that what are the cells, components is present in the bacteria. We discussed about the bacterial classification based on the shape, done, then based on the what else? Oxygen requirement, done, then based on nutrition, done. Now in today's class we are going to discuss about based on mode of reproduction. And remember, don't think that I am only teaching you the classification. No, through the classification basically I am teaching you the physiology of bacteria. Okay, in yesterday class we discussed about basically the how bacteria respire. Okay, if they will ask what is the aerobic respiration, write down the mechanism. Fine, then you will write the aerobic, what is aerobic bacteria, what is aerobic respiration, how energy is, you can say, constructing or forming in the aerobic phenomenon. Okay, aerobic respiration. Fine, no problem. So basically in today's class we are classifying the bacteria on the basis of reproduction. What do you mean by the reproduction? What is reproduction? What is reproduction? What is reproduction? Don't know? What is reproduction? Formation of newborn. Okay. The formation of newborn is called as the reproduction, according to you. And this formation of newborn, where he come from? He come from a sky? No. Where he come from? A humans. If you're talking about the human reproduction, then he or she must come from the human. So it is the human who is producing the another human. Yes? Yes? It is a human who is going to produce the offspring, another human being. So reproduction is basically a biological phenomenon. It is a biological phenomenon by which we can reproduce the young ones similar to us, similar to in terms of that most of the things will be matching, but not the everything, That's why we have the variation. Fine. But in the case of bacterial reproduction, they are producing exactly the same, even a ditto copy, carbon copy. They are producing the carbon copy, means from you can take one bacteria, there will be a production of two bacteria which is similar, or same. This is called as the, now I taught you in this, no? Daughters kill, and because they are similar, so they are called as, very good, they are called as the clone. No problem. Fine. So this is called as the reproduction. Now, why reproduction? What's the purpose of reproduction? What is the purpose of reproduction? Yes? Population. Now, what do you think? Why we humans or any organism have the desire to give the birth similar to themselves or similar to ourselves? Why we are giving the birth? Yes, very good. For continuity of generations, reproduction is necessary. Reproduction is necessary. No problem. Now, bacteria also wants to continue their generation, no? Yes? They also want to continue the generation. So for that, they have to reproduce. So they will reproduce in a different style. Which style we prefer? Among the sexual and asexual, which style as a human we prefer? Sexual. In the sexual reproduction, what is the speciality? What is the main characteristics of sexual reproduction, which is not present in the asexual reproduction? Yeah? No. My question is that what is the difference between the sexual reproduction and the asexual reproduction?
In sexual reproduction,
There may be difference. You are saying that there is a variation in their offspring. That is the one way. Second thing is, in the sexual reproduction, there is a need for a partner. There is a need for a partner as far as the human reproduction is concerned. Okay? In the asexual reproduction, there is no need of partner. What do you think? Bacteria only have asexual or they have sexuals too? Huh? Yeah, you recall the example I cited about the sexual reproduction. A very primitive type of sexual reproduction is present in the bacteria. What they are called as? Yeah, very good. Conjugation. Okay, conjugation is a primitive type of sexual reproduction, which is basically performing by the bacteria occasionally. By the bacteria occasionally, but frequently they are performing the asexual reproduction. Write it down. The reproduction which is in bacteria, which is the mode of reproduction which is in bacteria, is the asexual reproduction. Okay, frequent reproduction type in bacteria, asexual. Come. Asexual type. No problem. Yes. So in today's class, we are going to discuss this asexual reproduction only. But this asexual reproduction, which is performed by the bacteria, as I said, in a different style, and pattern. The first pattern is the binary fission. Second pattern is the spore formation. Third one is the budding. Anyone of you have idea what these are? Yes? Slight idea. What is binary fission? Yes?
Binary fission means one parent cell by yourself by two daughter.
Okay. From one there is a two. Yes? From one, out of one, two daughter cell will form. Good, very good. Then what is the spore formation?
Both organisms with one polens or
One spore.
coming out and separate from parents.
Okay. What is budding?
Budding is also
Similar. Then why I make the distinction? Why? If both are the similar, then I can write no, spore formation / budding. But I written the separately. Okay, no problem. We'll see one by one. We will see. Starting with the binary fission, as you said that from the one parent cell, parent cell, there is a formation of two daughter cell. It means from one bacterium there is a formation of one bacterium. Okay, one bacterium. The mechanism of binary fission is that bacteria first take the nutrition. And it again depends. If the bacteria is, you can say, saprophytic, then they are dependent on dead decaying matters. Okay, if the bacteria is parasitic, then it depends upon the human blood. Yes, inside the human blood or human nutrient. So it depends upon the mode of taking the nutritions. Bacteria will get their nutritions. Fine. Now once bacteria will get the nutritions, they will basically increase their size. Okay, so it goes like this. Suppose this is the bacteria. Fine. After getting the nutrition. After getting the nutrition, it will increase their size. Fine. After increasing the size, it started to divide. For division, what happened? First, there will be a formation of what is called as the fissure. This is a formation of fissure. And you know that bacteria is having what? It is having the, genetic material. Okay, so this genetic material, it will divide. Okay, it will divide. Fine. Now, then what happened? There is a separation. This fissure, no, it will separate. It will separate. So from this, there's a, again, till now, okay. So this is the genetic material. Now, finally, it will detach. One body alag, one body alag. Fine? And now it's become the two bacteria with their genetic material. Clear? This is what the binary fission is. First, bacteria will get the nutrition. Fine? Then they will increase their size. Then after that, there is a fissure formation, basically one line formation which separate the bacteria. There is a nuclear material, you can say the division, nuclear material division, and then two bacteria will form. Two bacteria will form. Clear? No problem? Yes? Okay, so the time taken, okay, time taken by the two formation, the time which is taken to form the, you can say the two bacteria or form, this is called as the first generation, isn't it? This is the first generation. From this, it's quite possible that from this there will be a two further bacteria formation, isn't it? Okay? But this is the first generation. This is the first generation. This is the first generation. Here, see, it is a first generation. Means इसका पहला खानदान का इसका पहला step is complete. Then it is the second generation. It is the second generation. Now, you have to learn the one terminology, and that is the time taken by the bacteria to form the first colony or first generation. It is called as the generation time. It is called as the generation time. Write it down. The time period, okay, the time period which is taken by the bacteria to form the first generation is called as the generation time. So basically it is the population doubling time. It is the population doubling time. Means from 1 there will be a 2, from 2 there will be a 4, from 4 there will be a 8. So this is called as the doubling time. This doubling time is basically a generation time. Okay, and write down the example of binary fission. The first example you write is the E. coli. First one is your E. coli. Another one you write Salmonella typhi. Salmonella typhi. These two bacteria, they will perform which phenomenon? The binary fission. Is it interesting, no? Is it interesting? Like how simple, no? It shows the very simple form of reproduction. And this is closely related with mitosis. Have you heard about meiosis and mitosis? What they are? They are the mode of cell division. They are mode of cell division. So this is like the same. Mitosis is a somatic cell division. Same thing is happening. From one time replication and one time division. One time they will replicate their genetic material, they replicate and again divide. Okay, one time replication and one time division. No problem. So this is about the binary fission. Clear? No problem. Now let's discuss about the spore formation. And remember, this binary fission bacteria will do in a favorable situation. In a favorable situation. This is the preferred mode of reproduction during the favorable situation of bacteria. This is the preferable mode of reproduction during their favorable condition. Got it? Whenever they find themselves peaceful, comfortable, they will reproduce by this means. They will reproduce by binary fission. No problem? Now we will discuss about the spore formation. So let's discuss about the spore formation. Now, the one thing you just clear in your mind is that this is for, as I said, you know, that in favorable condition, bacteria prefer the binary fission. It means this reproduction will perform in which situation? When bacteria are uncomfortable. Bacteria are uncomfortable. What do you think? Why bacteria will be in uncomfortable situation? What things triggers the bacteria? Yes? What things triggers the bacteria to go into the uncomfortable situation, or you can say the unfavorable situation? Antibiotics, one example. Good. Then? Environment. In which term? Nutrition wise or respiration wise, or which term? Yes? Nutrition. Fine. So basically on the depletion of nutrition, bacteria will go in this stage. And you said on the antibiotic action, bacteria will go into this stage. On the oxygen shortage, bacteria will go into this situation. On high temperature also, bacteria will go in this situation. Fine. What do you think? Humans have any coping mechanism humans have any coping mechanism to avoid their unfavorable situations? Yes. Like you heard about the polar bears.
Yes, sir.
Polar bears, they can hibernate, means they can sleep 6 months. When there will be too much cold, they will sleep. Fine? Because in the too much cold time, they won't get the nutrition. They won't get the nutrition, less water. So for surviving purpose, they go into the deep sleep. Fine? And whatever food is present in their body, they slowly they are releasing, and they are getting the nutrition, and they are sleeping. That is the way by which they are escaping from the environment, coping of the environment, or tolerating the unfavorable situation. When it comes to the humans, there is not any such mechanism, but as I heard, there is something called as the samadhi. Have you heard about that? Samadhi. So there is a story, and that story goes with the Swami Vivekananda. He once asked with his guru Ramakrishna Paramhans. He asked that, can I go into the samadhi because I have a problem with the food. I'm not getting the food. Okay, so can I go into the samadhi? Then his guru Ramakrishna, he said that I am not expecting this from you. मैं तुमसे ये नहीं expect कर रहा था. I thought कि like you be a big tree and तुम्हारे छाया में बहुत सारे लोग पलेंगे. But you want to escape. Okay, escape from what? Escape from the reality. Okay, samadhi is the one means by which you can go into one state where you will not feel anything. You will not feel anything. You don't need hunger नहीं आएगा तुम्हें. Fine. Even you didn't feel the thirst, तुम्हें प्यास नहीं आएगा. You even don't feel the sleep. Are you getting my point? So this is the one stage for the humans, and that takes a lot of effort and lots of practice. And hibernating animals do perform these things. Along with that, bacteria also adapted to encounter their harsh conditions, encounter their unfavorable situation. So for that, bacteria will perform the sporoluations, and by the sporoluations, they form the spores. Sporoluation. Okay, this is the method. By this, bacteria will form the spore. Okay. Now the question is, okay, fine, bacteria is an unfavorable situation. There is a less nutrition, less oxygen, the temperature is high, moisture is less, bacteria is not able to survive, then bacteria switch to the spore formation. But what actually is the spore? What actually is the spore? Spore is nothing significant, just a, you can say, round body, okay, surrounded by the very hard shell. That's not a cell, that is a shell. S-H-E-L-L. Have you seen the egg shell? How hard it is? Yes, egg shell. In the same way, there is a presence of cell, a highly resistant cell. Okay, highly resistant cell. So whenever there will be a unfavorable situations, bacteria goes into the one, you can say they form the spore. Fine, they form the spore, and this spore is 2-3 things you have to understand. This is the highly resistant. Resistant from what? Heat. Resistant from heat. You increase the temperature, they won't mind. उन्हें कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. You increase the pressure, no problem. You increase the chemicals, no problem. Are you getting my point? So they become the resistant and dormant. Dormant means they can persist till the favorable situation is returned. Till the favorable situation is returned. Fine? Getting the point? Means कि अभी unfavorable situation है. Bacteria will adapt it. They will, through the sporulation, they form the spore. Now this spore in a dormant stage means वो बहुत सालों तक चुपचाप रहेगा. Okay? As soon as the favorable situations come back, they will again change into the normal bacteria. So this is the protective for the bacteria. It means it is not a mode of reproduction. It is not a actual mode of reproduction. They are not making this for their, you can say, continuation of generation. They are making this for basically protecting themselves. Fine. So this is not an actual mode of reproduction. Rather, it is basically a coping mechanism for the bacteria with their unfavorable situations. Clear? Yes? Clear? Got the point? Fine. Write down the example. Clostridium. Okay? Example is Clostridium. Okay? Clostridium, you can say, right, tetani. Clostridium tetani, which is basically causing the tetanus. Clostridium tetani, which is causing the tetanus. Now, this is spore written. Yes. Now, the spore forming bacteria, spelling you need. Yes. Written. Fine. Spore formation bacteria, it is very challenging for the antibiotics. Very challenging to the antibiotics. So, if you provide the antibiotic, they won't care. As I said, they are chemically also resistant. They are heat stable. Heat stable means whenever heat comes, nothing will happen to them. Fine? Whenever any chemicals come, nothing happen to them. They are heat stable, okay, dormant. Apart from that, and also if they are protected themselves, they need no nutrition actually. Whatever nutrition is already stored in them, that is enough for their survival. That's what happening with the hibernating polar bears. They went inside, they make one, you can say, hole in the ice. Okay, they went there and like ice गिरना start हो जाता है, वो cover हो जाता है, उसके अंदर में छुपा हुआ है वो polar bears. Like environment is already hidden, and whatever food is present, that are going to slowly oxidize, and they are getting the nutrition. That is how the polar bears will, you can say, escape their unfavorable situation. In the same, the bacteria is also having the hard shell, so whatever nutrition is there, that is enough for their survival. Clear? Yes? And also this is not an actual mode of reproduction. Another thing is that the bacteria which is forming this spore, they are called as the endosporic bacteria. The spore is called as the endospore. Write it down. The spore is called as the endospore, and the bacteria is called as the endosporic bacteria. Clear? Yes? Fine. So we are done with the two classification, binary fission and spore formation. Let's move ahead and discuss the budding. Budding is less commonly seen in the bacteria. The first point you just remember is budding is less commonly seen in the bacteria, and it is nothing. It's just suppose this is the rod-shaped bacilli bacteria. Okay, then after getting the nutrition, it grow, and there is a one part start forming. This part is called as the bud. This bud will grow over a period of time. This bud will grow, okay, and it deattaches from the parental body. Now this bud which deattached from the parental body, now it's become independent one organism. It will grow and become independent one organism. This is called as the budding. Clear? No problem. Write down the example. Example of the budding is Rhodopseudomonas. Okay, wait. I write Rhodopseudomonas. It's a long name bacteria. Rhodopseudomonas. Clear? Yes? So for concluding the lecture, what we studied that there are 3 ways in the bacteria for reproduction purpose, okay? And first thing is called as the binary fission, where basically there is a one-time replication and one-time division, commonly seen in which cases, which bacteria? Yes?
E. coli.
E. coli, another is a
Salmonella.
Salmonella. Then we discussed another type that is called as the spore formation. It is basically seen in the favorable situation. Unfavorable. Very good. And the example is the Clostridium. Okay. What is the speciality of the spore? What is the special in the spore? The first one is this is covered by the cell. Another characteristic is resistant to the heat, chemicals, and oxygen requirement is also not needed. Less intake of nutrition is required. Yes, fine, very good. And the bacteria which is forming this spore, they are known as which type of bacteria? Endosporic bacteria, and the spore is known as endospore. Fine. Then the third type is budding. What is budding actually? From the bacteria, there is outgrowth mass formation, and over a period of time that mass will deattach and form the independent organism. Okay? Example is Pseudomonas. The thing is, this is the binary fission is a preferable mode of reproduction in bacteria. This mode, spore formation, is the unfavorable situation to coping environment, and this is rarely seen. Clear? You have any doubt? Any questions? No? So thank you for having me. Bye. Have a nice day.